The query I'm going to use as an example is a simulation of a data warehouse type query. I'm working in the SH demonstration schema. And what I'm going to do is sum up the sales of electronic products in Europe through the direct sales channels on Sundays in August. So a fairly standard data warehouse type query. My sales table is the facts table. My dimensions, products for the type of product, channels for the channel through which the sale was made, and then I'm going to the times table to filter out Sundays in August. Note that the sales fact table itself does not include country region Europe. To get to that, I have to go through the customers out to countries. Just run the query, make sure it does work, and there we go. 20,000 amount sold come back. To apply the filtered rows percentage, I need to begin by calculating for each of these input queries, where possible, how many rows will remain after applying these constant filters. So first, we've got country region equals Europe. So, how many rows are there in the countries table? 23. Select count star from countries. How many rows are there where the region is Europe? Select count star from countries, where country region equals Europe. 10. The filtered rows percentage then, divide one figure into the other. So, select 10 by 23 times 100 from dual, filtered rows percentage, 43%. So my constant filter of region equals Europe is removing a bit over half the table. That is almost certainly not a good table from which to drive the query. So, let's move on to the next one, products. So for the products table, how many rows? 72. How many rows after we apply the constant filter of product category equals electronics? 13. Then to compute the filtered rows percentage, from that table, it's 7.5%. That's going to be a better choice for the driving table for this query. But there's another one we can look at, the times table. How many rows are in the times table? 1826. But we are interested in sales on Sundays in August, and when we apply that constant test, there are only 22 left. The filtered rows percentage, therefore, is 22 divided by 1826 times 100, 1.2%. And from these simple decomposition queries, we can work out the optimal join order. Note, my query, I do not have constant filters against customers or against sales itself. So I can't include them in my filtered rows percentage calculation. But from the other dimensions, we can see that I need to start with times, where the filtered rows percentage is only 1.2%, then go to products, where it is 7%, and finish off with countries, where it is 43%. But I cannot navigate from times to products. I have to go via the sales table, because these are two dimensions of the fact table. So my join order then will be going from times through sales to products. I can't go directly to countries. I have to go through customers. So what I'm doing now is modifying my ideal join order to match the reality of the join columns. And it looks as though times to sales to products to customers to countries is the best that I'm going to get. Well, let's run the query now and see what Oracle itself comes up with. I'll enable the auto trace facility get my line size to something sensible, and then run the query. Reading a plan like this does take a bit of practice. The first table it's going to look at is countries, but that doesn't mean that that's the first table in the join order, because it wants to join countries to the result of a join that's already been completed. And that is a join based on joining channels to products. But it can't do that until it's already completed this. And at last we find the driving table for the query. It is going to start with times. And at step 14, it's doing a full scan of times and applying the filter. Month is August, day is Sunday. And it's joining that exactly as we predicted to sales using a bitmap index. Having completed the join of times to sales, it can then do the join to products. Having completed the join to products, it can then do the join to channels. And it finishes up with going via the customers table to the countries table. So the join order that the optimizer came up with was indeed times to sales, to products, to channels, to customers, to countries, exactly as we predicted. If you find, when you do this type of analysis, that the join order the cost-based optimizer has come up with is not the join order that you predicted, 9 times out of 10, the reason will be here, the estimated rows returned from each operation. Going back to the figures we calculated earlier, we found that there are in fact 22 rows should be returned from the times table, 13 rows from the products table, and 10 rows from the countries table. If the join order looks wrong, you need to compare those actual cardinalities to the predicted cardinalities here. And in this case, what do we have? The times table, 22. Perfect. Perfect match with reality. The countries table, Oracle expected to get 10. And we know there are in fact 10. And similarly for products, it expected 13, and we got 13. So the cardinality estimates are perfect, and that is why the cost-based optimizer got the optimal plan that we had predicted.